the USA found such a problem with TikTok that they have a $92 million lawsuit.
We asked students in schools from Townsville to Sydney the same question. What's wrong with TikTok?
They were analysing voice, backgrounds, everything like this, facial recognition, and using it against you.
What's wrong with TikTok? They responded by expressing and exploring perspectives as diverse as they are. Though some of these statements may sound shocking, they are examples of frank and thoughtful insight that is noticeably diminishing in everyday conversation.
We are one of 3 billion on this app, and if all the proletariat start worrying about like what the bourgeoisie is doing like up at the top, then we can spend all day worrying about it. It's one of those things where like you've got to realize how small your content is, and not to like make your ego smaller, but just in the whole scheme of things, like you don't need to worry. Whatever you're doing that you think's possibly controversial or bad, it could be used against you. There are millions others just like you.
I am personally very concerned about how little people are concerned about how much data is being collected on you. Like, maybe I'm quite a technical person and I have seen how much information is available to advertisers. So I have previously, I've run ad campaigns on Google Ads and on Facebook Ads. And to me, it's extremely concerning how detailed you could get. Like, if you want on Facebook, you can target specifically 32-year-old pregnant women that live in Brisbane. And that is the one, like, you can get very specific. There is so much information they collect on you. And I find it really concerning, and even more concerning that people aren't worried about it.
With what you just said, I think a testament to that is the amount of people who have lost their jobs, lost their careers because of things that they've said long time ago. With the entire creation and the entire uprise of the cancel culture, it is completely, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, it is there. It is something, yeah, it is a problem for you, because if in 10 years, you don't know, you could, for all we know, you could be TikTok famous in 2 years. And then what happens if a year later someone says, oh, didn't you say this on Twitter?
Probably just bring a little bit of positivity about how you said so many people have lost their jobs to cancel culture and everything. On the flip side, this platform has given the opportunity to people who have lost their jobs through COVID, or given an entertainment and a little bit of a little bit of joy through COVID. That's what I think. I don't think it's been so horrible to get up here and say that I don't use it and I don't find it enjoyable to go on would not be true.
In my view, there's nothing unique to TikTok that's wrong with it. Everything that's wrong with TikTok has been inherited from issues in the wider internet that has existed since, well, 20 years now. So, you know, everything online is addictive. It's designed predatorily to get you to watch ads so that people can make more money. Echo chambers are a byproduct of an internet that is designed for profit. It's going to feed you things that you want to hear, so you keep using it. Misinformation is everywhere.
It creates an echo chamber, a system where you only see what you want to see, where only your opinions are shown. That means you become not afraid, but you become foreign to other ideas, to other debates. So when you see something that you don't agree with, in the real world, you're not able to just swipe away and walk away. You have to confront that, and you're not used to that on a platform like TikTok.
Furthermore, with the echo chamber, it kind of creates, I know especially on TikTok, on eating disorder TikTok, it really creates an echo chamber of that. It's a big issue. It will constantly feed thinspo, body checking, gym goals, like tracking calories. I can only imagine, because I know the effect it's had on me, just seeing these videos, I can only imagine the effect that it has had for young teenage girls.
But TikTok's just so different in that you're spoon-fed everything. And I guess that's sort of weird. I don't know how to feel about that. It's a lot less easier to realize that there's a larger world outside.
I agree with like your point of it like spoon-feeding you and like boxing you into this like single-minded thought of like people who have this like the same sort of ideas as you, because it happens like on Facebook as well. You see all these groups that like anti-vax, and those people are stuck in those positions because well, the algorithm or the website or whatever just centers you in on that, and you can't escape it because that they don't care about like what's right, what's wrong. They just want you on the site all the time.
Like, I know people who've created burner accounts on TikTok, and they went out and actively found one political video from a specific political ideology, and they kept scrolling mindlessly. They weren't paying attention. They were just scrolling whenever a video was finished. It was like their own sort of personal experiment. And after about 2 hours of scrolling, pretty much their entire feed was this political view.
There's also the issue with privacy, how there was the echo chamber. There's a potential to influence that echo chamber, like giving you a video that you might not agree with, like slowly inching you away from what you believe in into something that they want you to believe in, slowly and surely, and you think it's fine because it's such a slow incremental that your opinions changes along with it. And for example, if you were like, I don't know, slightly left wing in the political spectrum and you were given a right wing, you would disagree with that immediately. But if you were slowly, gradually taken over to the right wing, you might end up actually agreeing with it. And that has the ability to influence what you think.
Young voices are also amplified on a political stage, where the main themes and arguments from dialogue events are presented to the Speaker of Parliament by selected students. In 2022, Dialogues at School's inaugural year, a small pilot project turned into a fully fledged program with 13 schools in Queensland and New South Wales, from Townsville to Sydney. The program will be expanded across the country in 2023.
I think TikTok has made a lot of different fashion trends and the alts culture you talk about. I think it makes it a lot more accessible and a lot more popular, and so people can find, so if they don't like seeing those really basic fitness videos of people living their healthy, successful, famous Instagram lives, their it-girl lives, then you don't have to see that. You can see people who, I don't know, dye their hair, do their eyeliner, get these cool piercings. Like, it's all determined on what you want. So I think TikTok's really great because you can just block out those really unhealthy, perfect standards.
At the bottom of the terms and conditions, it varies from country to country, but in Australia, I think it was around 15, I think, from what I read online. It's a very grey area. Like, the whole basis of the app is to put forward creative content to express your personality and to have people respond positively to that, and that's what starts the trends and that's what starts the conversations. But at the same time, like Alex said, it's also very controlling, and it limits the way not only people think, but the way that the things that you see as well. So I think for people that don't really know that aspect of it, and people who don't really fully understand society and themselves as well, it can be something that shapes them and changes their perspectives on a lot of things negatively.
In more recent years, and especially with adolescents, there's been low self-esteem and mental health issues that have sort of come as an effect of it, but that hasn't really been proven at this point. It's just a lot of studies have occurred, which can make a lot of people, especially young people, very, everyone's like so upset about TikTok. What's really wrong with it if there's no evident proof that it's actually harming anyone? But a lot of the stuff that's harming people is very hidden, and it's very under the surface, not in the funny little 15-second videos that you watch every day.
Like, most of the times, the things that kind of stick with you or make you feel bad is not someone being like, oh, you are the worst because you do this. It's mostly like, oh, you know, I did 5,000 crunches this week. And you're like, oh, damn, I should really do 5,000 crunches this week. So it's more nuanced than that. And I think trying to have positive change that's specifically there for positive change isn't going to work because people are going to get bored and skip it. You know what I mean?
That is exactly what the addiction of TikTok looks like. Just one more TikTok, and then another. An hour then goes by. To get more money, they want your attention and your time. It's a brutal competition. Which is why platforms use a variation of recommendation algorithms to provide appealing content to the different users. TikTok by far, however, has one of the most effective algorithms, using something called the For You page. Immediately as you open the app, a 15-second clip appears. This makes the app immediately stimulating.
I have noticed that TikTok, like, officially has created like a video that they'll put on people's For You pages every once in a while that's kind of like, take a break, like you've been on here too long. But it's very like, it'll come up just after you've been on, like just after you've opened the app, or you could be on it for 5 hours and then it comes up. Like it's not consistent, so it doesn't really work.
I think TikTok should, I know Instagram Reels and I think now YouTube has an alert that comes onto your screen that you can control about how long you want to spend on the app before a notification comes up. I think I've got mine set for 30 minutes. And just when I see the alert, I think, well, I've wasted, or haven't wasted, but I've used this much time on social media. Do I want to continue that? Do I wait in like another 30 minutes? Will that make me feel guilty whether or not I've done enough? So I think it's good to have like something that you can't really ignore, and then you have to press a button to say, yep, I want to continue using this app.
Is that I would question the effectiveness of a time alert, because I know that whenever I've gotten a time alert on Instagram, I just kind of press OK and keep going.
If you think your school or one in your community could benefit from an increase in across the aisle dialogue, contact the Brisbane Dialogues today.